What is up, guys? My name is Nick and welcome back to another COD Warzone video, the game that everyone is literally playing, the funnest game alive, I'll be honest with you guys. And today I want to talk about 6 tips that not a lot of people actually share within this game. Not a lot of people actually do this, and it does lead to a lot more victories. If you want more wins, if you want more kills and all that kind of stuff, you've definitely come to the right video. We're going to talk about tips that aren't really spoken about too often, so yeah, let's get into it. And before we do, guys, if you could subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on. If you're new around here, we just passed 530k, so that's absolutely insane. And I want to start this off by saying there's going to be 6 tips within this, and it's in a random order. So like the best tip isn't going to be first or last or anything. It's literally in a random order of what I think should be the order for the tips and stuff given. So the first one I want to talk about is the early game priorities. Now there's a few things that you should be doing in the early game. There's a few things you should be doing in the middle and the end, but we're going to get into that later on. What you want to do when you first land in Warzone, if you land with enemies or if you land away from enemies, it doesn't matter. What you want to do is loot everything as fast as possible. You want to do that like crazy. You want to collect as much money as you can as a team and buy a loadout drop right away. And the reason you want to buy a loadout drop right away and not wait for the free one that comes at the end of the first circle is because when you buy a loadout drop, you get your 3 perks that you chose for your class, which is super important. I mean, you could get ghost right away, so if anyone gets a UAV or anything like that, or a heartbeat sensor, they won't be able to see you early on in the game, which is really crucial. But it's also time for you guys to get the weapons that you want, so you could stop looting. Once you get your weapons and your perks and everything, you don't have to loot anymore, and you could focus just on getting kills. And you should be rushing everyone at this time to get a bunch of kills, because everyone's still going to be looting, everyone's going to be looking for things, and this is the best time to take out a bunch of squads, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what I was going to say. I was going to say dwads, but I don't know, I'm tired, man. But yeah, that's like the best time to actually get them while they're actually looking for loot, while they're trying to get their own stuff. It's so easy. You can wipe them like that, collect their money. So yeah, go ahead and do that. Now let's go on to another tip, and this is one that is really important as well. If you see a loadout drop, even if you already collected yours, this is your chance, man. This is super good. So this might not seem super obvious, but once a loadout drop does come in naturally, not when you buy it or anything like that, this means that there's another team that's really close to you guys. There's another one that is near you, because they're probably going to have a loadout drop right beside yours. They all drop in groups rather than dropping in random places on the map. So if there's a loadout drop beside your team's drop, that means there's another team that's in the same area as you guys are, which is something that you should be looking for. This is actually really good. So you could get a bounty to find them, you could call in a UAV because you're already close to them, you could get them out. Or what I like to do, and this might sound kind of mean, but what I really like to do is I like to just literally wait at the drop, and I won't collect mine. I'll let it stay there because I already got one at the beginning of the game. And this is really good because you could just wait for them to go to their drop, and once they start collecting it, once they start holding square or whatever it is, whatever platform they're playing on, to collect the drop, this is when you want to go and drop them as fast as possible. This is when they're not expecting it. This is when they're actually in the mid animation or looking through which class they want to pick out. This is just, they're sitting ducks. This is the best time to actually go and get them out of the game. So make sure you guys actually wait and camp out at those loadout drops. It doesn't seem smart, but if you're waiting in a place where they can't see you, it's really good. Going down to tip number 4 on the list, we're going down from 6 to 1, so this is number 4. You guys want to rush teams when they're weak, and I'm going to give you guys 3 examples to do this. There's a lot less risks for you guys. It's really safe for you guys to actually go rush them while they're weak. I'm going to give you 3 examples of when you really want to rush enemy teams and get them out of the game as fast as possible. The less teams, the easier the final circle is going to be. So one of them is when you see a respawn flare in the sky. This is either a teammate buying his enemy back at a buy station or someone exiting the gulag. You see it, it's in the sky, it flares up, and it tells you exactly where someone is falling down from, and they normally fall right on top of their team. So this means that their team is very weak at this point. There's only 2 guys, maybe one guy who's fully loaded up, and the other guy coming from the sky, the guy who's falling down and stuff, he only has a pistol and he's not even fully shielded. He doesn't have full armor or anything like that, so his health is weaker and all that kind of stuff. And this is good. This is your time to attack them. You attack the guys on the ground, you get them out as soon as possible, and then you try to see where that dude is landing and then go rush him and get him out of the game. If you guys are 3 people alive, this should always work out in your favor. It should work out, I'd say, at least 99% of the time. The next option is when you hear gunfights happening out in the distance. This is essentially the best time in the entire game for you to get 2 squad wipes while both teams are weak or preoccupied with each other, while they're trying to shoot at each other. So what you want to do here is once you see the red dots on the map, once you know they're pretty close to you and you hear the gunfire very close, you want to either go get them from the side, wait for them to kind of like weaken each other even more, or just rush both teams like crazy. And what you want to do here is get as many kills as you possibly can, or at least help one of the teams weaken another team, so you guys could take them out easily right after. Once everyone's weak, it's going to be very easy for you guys to get them out, and this is 1 to 2 extra teams out of the game. That could be 6 extra players completely out of the game just because you decided to rush them, rather than only 3 or 2 players out of the game and then both teams run off or something. And the last option here is when a team is camping. This is actually a very good time for you guys to go, whether they're camping in a building, whether they're camping on a rooftop, whether they're camping on a mountain, it doesn't even matter. This is the time for you guys to actually go and attack them, and you don't want to just do it from shooting your weapon from a distance. You actually want to try your best. Use a heartbeat sensor, use a UAV, do what you got to do, and sneak up on them. Don't actually just start shooting them while they're looking right at you or anything like that, or don't try to run out in the open while they're looking right at you. Play it smart. Take your time, go ahead and just try to get them out when they don't expect it. At least get 1 or 2 of them out, and then the last guy is going to be super easy. Now I want to go down to another actual tip here at number 3, and this is your settings, dude. Trust me, your settings will exactly and perfectly change the way you play the game. Now I made a whole entire video on this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail here. If you guys want to check it out, I'll have it linked at the end of this video. Super important video to watch, and it shows you everything, literally everything about the settings in this game and the best ones to use for Warzone. But the main one that you really want to change is your BR button layout. This is in the control settings. You either want to change it to stick and move. This will allow you guys to actually jump with the right joystick, so you could actually move around at the same time, take aim, and start jumping and all that kind of stuff, all without moving your thumb off the joystick. But you also want to flip it so that you could actually shoot with L1 and R1 instead if you're playing with a controller. This helps out a lot because it does take a few extra milliseconds to hit the bottom bumpers and stuff like that. So this is huge. It really actually does help you get those kills milliseconds faster, which is really important in a game where you just die very, very fast. Now the next one you want to switch it to could either be bumper jumper, or bumper ping, I should say. Bumper ping is a really good one. This is great if you're the type of player who literally likes to ping everything, and this is really good because you don't have to move your left index finger onto the D-pad or anything like that. You can literally just press L2 instead, or L1 depending on if you have it flipped or not. And really about ping, man, you really want to ping everything in this game. If you see an enemy, you want to ping his location. Don't just tell your teammates, oh, he's over here by that building. They don't know exactly where you're talking about, and that could actually cause your teammates to die because that guy might be on the other side of the building. Let's say you say he's at the building, and your friend thinks he's on the left. The guy's actually on the right. He could take out your friend easily. So make sure you guys are actually pinging every single thing within the game. And the last thing in the settings that you want to change is definitely your minimap. You want to literally put that to squared. You don't want to keep a circle minimap. The square minimap shows you a lot more of what's going on around you, and it's just much more easier to use, much better in my opinion. So definitely change that. And like I said, guys, I'm going to link the full settings video talking about every single setting within Battle Royale that you guys should be using. So check it out at the end of this one. Now, I always want to say that this is number 2 here, tip number 2, always use 3 UAVs in the final circle. If someone is using Ghost and you have 3 UAVs up, it doesn't matter. It turns it into an advanced UAV. It shows you what direction they're running in. It shows you literally everything. And this is really good because once you have 3 UAVs in the air, even if someone has Ghost or anything to hide from the radar, it's going to show them no matter what. And it shows you exactly what direction they're in, and it shows you everything about what's going on for about 30 seconds. And so if you get to the final circle or right before the final circle, this is really good. Every single one of your teammates should have a UAV. Call them all in at the same time and just find every single person. This is going to help you out so much within the final circle, especially if there's teams camping in areas that you can't get to. So make sure you guys go ahead and do that. And at the number 1 tip I want to say is rotate every single time you wipe out a squad. If you kill an entire squad or even just 2 guys, leave that area and go somewhere else, because if you might have appeared on the minimap, people may see where you shot from. They're going to come right for you, especially if they're rushing, which is what you should be doing. And if you leave that area, well, chances are you're going to live a lot longer within the game, and if you stay there, chances are you're pretty weak. Your team is like healing up and figuring out what to do next, and the team could literally just catch you by surprise. So make sure that you actually rotate every single time you guys wipe out a squad and stuff like that. And not only that, if they come back from the gulag, they could pick up their stuff and easily take you out again, and that's just not fun, and you don't want to get caught in situations like that. So always leave an area after you kill one, maybe two squads, and it should help you guys out a lot. But that is going to be it for the tips today, guys. I hope you did enjoy it. I hope I gave you some tips that not too many people talk about. If you guys have any tips you want to talk about that you think I should know as well, let me know down in the comments below. If you guys could drop a like on this video as well, that would be absolutely amazing. We're gonna go for 1,000 likes on this one, and subscribe to the channel with those notifications turned on, especially if you guys are new around here and you like these types of videos. And I do want to change it up. Like I said, I'm going to be doing more live gameplays in the future, so stay tuned for that. But nonetheless, guys, thank you for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.